Hello everyone, welcome to Next Gen Data Aspirants Community YouTube channel. This is Suparna Babu. Today in this video, I'm going to explore about copy job in Microsoft Fabric. Let's begin. So if you see, this is the copy job architecture. So before diving into the practicals, let's see what is this copy job. So what is meant by copy job? So a copy job is a unified solution. A copy job is a unified solution in Microsoft Fabric. So it will, without creating pipelines, I mean no pipelines are required. Without creating any pipelines, you can deliver multiple solutions, like you can use for bulk copying, you can use incremental copy, and also you can use CDC replication like change data capture replications. And copy job offers the flexibility to handle a wide range of data movement scenarios. So let's go to the Microsoft Power BI. So now here, if you see what I will do in this, so first I'll create warehouse. Okay, I'll create warehouse and I'll create Lakehouse. Later I will create some table in warehouse and I'll perform some incremental transformations So let me go to Power BI environment. So here let me create one new workspace. So let's say copy job workspace. Now here you need to keep in mind that at least you should have Fabric trial or Fabric capacity license. Already I do have my Fabric trial. Let me select this. Already it's selected as West US3 region. So let me click on apply. The moment I click on apply, now it's creating one dedicated workspace for me to perform all the operations. Okay, fine. Now here, so first, as per our architecture diagram, I need to create a warehouse and Lakehouse. Okay, first what I'll do, first let me create a warehouse. Just type here, click new item and type here. So now you can select the warehouse. So let's say, for example, for warehouse, let me copy job warehouse. Let me rename it like copy job warehouse. Let me click on create. Now it's started creating our warehouse. Okay, fine. Now then, let me keep it like this. Let me take a duplicate window. Now here, let me go to my workspace. What is our workspace? Copy job workspace. Let's click new item. This time I'll search for Lakehouse and let me select Lakehouse. You need to select here Lakehouse. So now let's select this as a CJ underscore Lakehouse, and for now I'll uncheck this schema. For this demo, schema is not required. Let me click on create. Now it's started creating the Lakehouse. LH stands for Lakehouse. For differentiating the names, warehouse, Lakehouse, and Lakehouse. Okay, fine. Now what I'll do, first I'll create a table. So where I need to create, so here let me take a SQL query in the warehouse. Okay, so here I'll create a table. So for that I have a code. So in the interest of time saving, I'm using this code. So let me paste it here. Now here, if you see, let me explain. So here I'm creating a table like employee ID, first name, last name, so employee position, and modified date. So modified date for capturing this any modifications done. So here I am creating the employee table. So the data types are referred, and employee ID is integer, not null. It is a not null. So let me run. The moment I run, here if you see, it's started running. Okay, it's completed. Now It's refreshing, so let's refresh one more time. So under schemas, under DVO, now we can see a table called employee. See, now we can see a table called employee. Fine. Now let me take one more SQL query. Now this time, this is just simple schema. So if I select this, see now here it have only schema. There is no data inside in that. Let me show that to you. Here we have only schema. There is no data. See, there is no data. Just we have the schema. So how I can insert the data? So I have a query. So let me take this and let me take a SQL query. I will paste it here. Now let me explain. So here what I am doing, so I am inserting the employee details like employee ID, first name, last name, his position means designation, modified date and all. So these are the 5 rows I am inserting, and modified date as like a system date. Whatever the current my machine, though by default it will take the system date and time. Now let me run this. So it's completed. Now let me close this. Let me take another query. Let me query that select star from insert into canvas. Let's run this. Now I need to see the data. Let's wait. Here if you see employee ID, first name, last name, his position and modified date. The same time I inserted this all records. Fine. Okay, fine. Now let me take a duplicate tab of this. For now keep as it is like this. So why I am taking multiple tabs? I need to show you warehouse, lakehouse, and now let's create our main workload, copy job. Go to this workspace, just click on this new item, take a type copy. See, make it easy to copy data into Fabric. Includes full copy, incremental copy, and event-based copy modes So let's click on this. Now, so I'll go with the default name copy job 1. Click on create. So now what I'm trying to do, if you see the architecture, it is created. Already we inserted data in the warehouse, and now we are creating the copy job. Now it's loading. Let's wait. So now you can see this window. You need to configure all these options. Fine. Now from where to where we are bringing this data? If you see our architecture diagram, I am bringing from warehouse to lakehouse. So in this, let's select warehouse. What is our warehouse? Copy job underscore WH. Select this. The moment I selected, so now it is connecting with the lakehouse. Now it's loading whatever the tables are available in the warehouse. So let's wait. It's loaded. There are some tables. See, which is by default tables, but if you remember in the warehouse we created this employee table under DBO schema. So the same thing, just select here. Once if you select, now there is a option to preview the data here. So that's why here it is telling that loading preview. Okay, let's see the preview data once. So once if we see the preview data, see in this step 1 completed, choose data source, and choosing data is also almost about to complete. Okay, fine. Now once if it is completed, just click on this next. So now choose data destination. So as per our architecture diagram, where we are going to push this data? Correct. Lakehouse. So what is our lakehouse name? CJ, copy job underscore lakehouse. Just click on this. So now it started connecting. Okay. So now here what you need to do. So here instead of selecting full copy, you can select incremental copy. So copy all data at once, because so in this, so we are going to use a incremental copy concept. So let's select incremental copy. So click on this. So I selected the incremental copy. Okay. So fine. Override the, so when override destination on full load is enabled, the full load is with delete order. No, it's not required. So for now, I'll go with this incremental copy. Okay, fine. Now let's click on next. So now I clicked on the next. Now here you can see the all details dbo.employee. So I would like to create a employee table. So I would like, if you want to edit column mapping, you can select this. You can edit the column mapping. I mean, if you want to create any data types, if you would like to change any data types, you can do that. So here it is loading. Let's wait. See, this is how you can change. If you want, you can change it. So for now, I don't want to do anything. So I will go with the default method. So here, if you select files, it will stored in the form of files in your file section. If you select tables, it will be stored in the form of table section in your lakehouse. Now click next. Now select incremental column. So what is our incremental column? If you remember, in warehouse we created one column called modified date. So select that modified date. So once if it is selected modified date, now click next. So now see the architecture. So this is copy job warehouse. So copy job warehouse, incremental copy, and this is the thing, and start data transfer immediately, run on schedule. Now here one thing I need to tell, run on schedule. You can select run on schedule. So I'll select this for every 2 minutes. So I'll make that as a start date and end date. So end date, let me select not 31st, today is 14th. I will select, now the time is 12:56. I will close it by 1:30. Oh, just a minute, 14th, 1:30. Now it will close. So I am from India, so I selected IST time zone. So it will run for every 2 minutes. So now everything was completed. So now if you see, everything was completed. Just click on save and run. Now see, it's saving, gathering your changes. So gathering your changes, now it's started running. So it's, it not yet started, let's wait. So let's wait. Because, so now it's started, okay. Go to the warehouse, how many rows are there? 5 rows are there. So we will wait here and we will monitor the run history. So copy job, see, already see, here if you see, just a minute. Just a minute, I am taking my marker. Now see, here if you see, copy job for every 2 minutes. So copy job for every 2 minutes. Currently the status is in progress. Currently rows read, rows written, duration. So after some time you will get to know that how many rows it read, how many rows it written. So runtime start date, and see the architecture is source is warehouse and destination is lakehouse, and we are going with incremental copy concept. Fine. So now it's refreshing. So we will wait. It will take a couple of minutes time. So let's wait. See, now we got a notification, run succeeded. So how many rows read? 5 rows. How many rows written? 5 rows. What is the duration? 51 seconds. So run start to run end time, full load. So because this is first time loading, initial loading, that's why it is showing as a full load. Fine. Now let's go and check. So first let me refresh the warehouse, Lakehouse. See, now here if you see, it's loading. Let's see the same 5 rows, exactly 5 rows. Here we copied. Okay. So now what we will do, now we will insert some rows in this table. We will insert some rows in this table. So let me take a new SQL query. Let me go to my notepad. Here see the data is ready. So let me copy this. Now let me paste it here. So now what I am doing, I am inserting employee number 6, 7, 8, their name, or first name, last name, their position and system date, because it will capture, because if you remember we selected incremental copy column as a modified date. So according to the current time it will update. So according to the time update. So now let's run this. In the 11:59:51 p.m. I ran this query, so it's executed successfully. Now let's run this. Now let's run this. So if you see, now 8 rows are there. So let's go to the copy job. Now see, automatically it is triggered. Automatically it is triggered, because if you remember we scheduled to run for every 2 minutes. Copy for every 2 minutes. Here if you see, copy for every 2 minutes. That's why it is automatically triggering. That's why it is automatically triggering. Now let's wait. So it's in progress. It's in progress now. So if you want, you can refresh. So here if you click manual refresh also, it will work. See, now if you see here, succeeded. Copy job activity. So now rows written is 3. Why 3? If you see, we inserted only 3 rows. See, now this time it is a incremental load. It is a incremental load. So the upper bound, lower bound, the upper bound and lower bound. See, that's what. So now here, what we need to do, we can verify. So go to Lakehouse. Now let me refresh it. Let me refresh it. So now here if you see, just a minute, this is our first 5 rows. This is our first 5 rows. Now here if you see the incremental copy in the blue color box, this is the incremental copy. So now see, automatically based on the time. So initially it was 7:20. Now it was 7:29. That's what in this they mentioned this is the upper bound. So okay, now again it's started. So now again it's started. Now let's go and view run history. So here if you see, it's started, succeeded. Let's see. Here if you see, there is no result showing. That's fine. Okay, no problem. Let me go to the job. Okay, fine. Let me go back. So let me go back. So see, this is how we can use copy job in our day-to-day activities. So now I'll summarize what we did in this video. So in this video we explored about copy job architecture in Microsoft Fabric. So we created a warehouse, Lakehouse, and later we created a copy job. And first initially we created a table and we inserted the data, and we configured as a incremental copy. On the initial run, it copied all the 5 rows to the Lakehouse, and based on the modified date column, so later we inserted 3 rows, then automatically, so we scheduled for every 2 minutes it needs to run. So for in the next 2 minutes, it captured the 3 rows and it's populated as an incremental load in the Lakehouse. So this is all about Microsoft Fabric copy job activity. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you will like this video. Please like, share, comment this video. Please subscribe Next Gen Data Aspirants Community YouTube channel. Let's meet you in the another video. Thank you all.